When I think of chicken adobo, I think of my Lola. I think of all of the days, all of the dinners, all of the lunches, all the times we just went to my Lola's house and it was a pot of chicken adobo. And every time we'd be like on the way to my Lola's house for a dinner and she said she made adobo, we'd be like, yeah, chicken adobo, let's go. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Cookin with Tea. And for our first episode of Women's History Month, we're gonna be getting into my chicken adobo. Chicken adobo is one of the first dishes my Lola or my mother ever taught me how to make. And being a chef, I've learned a few techniques that really turn the dish up to the next level. First things first, we wanna take our chicken and we're gonna marinate it. I personally like to use a blend of soy sauces. I like to use a light and a dark soy sauce. And I like to do a 1:1:1 ratio. My soy is going down and I also do a blend of 4 vinegars. I use white, rice wine, I use cane, and I use coconut vinegar. This brand right here is so fire. I just mix them all up. As you can see, I'm almost done. I use this all the time. And then what we're gonna do next is add our bay leaves. Like I said, I wanna make the techniques in this dish really shine because it is so simple. So just elevating things here and there is gonna make all of the difference. That being said, I like to marinate my chicken for 24 hours at least. My Lola doesn't do it like this. She just makes it, cooks the chicken, throws everything in a pot, but trust me, okay. I also like to take my garlic cloves. I like a lot of garlic in mine. And I like to smash them in a mortar and pestle to just break the cells up, break that berry up and release all of the natural oils that are in the garlic. Just crushing the garlic itself adds way more flavor than chopping it. I get the aromatics from the garlic right now. And it smells divine. I'm also going to be adding in the garlic into here. I personally do like to add a little bit of sweetness to balance everything out. Not everybody does this. I use a little bit of brown and coconut sugar. Shh. And now we're gonna toast our peppercorns. Trust me, this is a technique that will take any of the dishes that you're using with peppercorn in them all the way to the multi-universe. These little tiny steps are what make great cooking. Gotta get those peppercorns nice and floral. And while we're here, I love boiled eggs in my adobo. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in my eggs into the hot water. Just like that. Perfection. While we're over here, we're going to get our rice going as well. Does anybody else know the rice method? This is how my Lola taught me how to cook rice, okay? She washes her rice. She washes it, but not only does she wash it, she wants to make sure the water is to the top of the line. That's the Lola method. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. Peppercorns, nice, toasted, fragrant. They smell incredible right now, but just wait, okay? Because once we get them in this mortar and pestle and crack them open just a little bit, the nuance, the fragrance, I was just naming names, but the fragrance is the right word. You wanna hit this. You don't wanna make really fine ground pepper. You just wanna crack open some peppercorns. It's okay if it gets a little bit fine, not a big deal. This smells so good. This is one of my favorite smells. Putting care into each step is really what makes a good dish, or really what makes any amazing dish an amazing dish. When I think of chicken adobo, I think of my Lola. I think of all of the days, all of the dinners, all of the lunches, all the times we just went to my Lola's house and it was a pot of chicken adobo. And every time we'd be like on the way to my Lola's house for dinner and she said she made adobo, we'd be like, yeah, chicken adobo, let's go. It's just a classic. It's a classic. It's so nourishing. It's so fulfilling and it's so comforting for me. So I'm gonna add our peppercorns into this bowl. Make sure we get everything up in there. There's just some staple dishes that are in rotation that are passed down from generation to generation to generation that women are passing down. And I think that's beautiful. I think that I can't wait to do that one day, to continue to like teach my daughters and teach my kids recipes that are from our heritage. I know one thing I'm gonna be able to pass down is some recipes, okay, in the torch when it comes to the food. And this is our chicken that has been marinating for a long time. As you can see, the chicken skin has like a tint from sitting inside the soy sauce, as well as the flesh. You can tell the soy and the sugar and the vinegar have been penetrating inside this chicken and making, look at all the peppercorns just sitting in the nooks and crannies. This is what makes great cooking. Taking the time and pouring the love into it. You can't tell me that your Lola or your grandmother or your mother was cooking and just throwing things together. Because you know, it takes love, it takes attention to detail. And with my tweaks to the recipe, it's just gonna be so much different. Whenever I do pass it down, whenever I do write a cookbook, my versions will be different. I think that that's so beautiful. I hope that I'm able to teach y'all a few techniques and you learn not only about me and my culinary food point, but just techniques that y'all can use in your kitchen on your day-to-day cooking. And one of those things for me is garlic chips. I absolutely love garlic chips. You can buy them pre-made, but personally, I think frying them yourself makes all the difference. And I also reserve that garlic oil. So I'm gonna be searing my chicken thighs in that garlic oil because there's so many steps you can take when doing something so simple like this dish, but each step has to like be an impactful flavor moment. You can't just make it any other regular old sear. No, we're gonna sear it in that garlic oil that we use to make the garlic chips. And then if you're ever slicing garlic and it becomes to be like too little of a butt end, no worries, don't be a hero and just throw the little butt end into a stock. You can use it for your stock fixings. That's normally what I do, like that. Don't even worry about it anymore. Toss it in there. Just like that, we have some sliced garlic. I'm telling you, y'all, it's in the details, okay? It's in the details. We know this. The little moves you do and you don't make. Clock that tea. So when it comes to garlic chips, you don't want to add your garlic in when the oil is hot, okay? You want to add it in when your oil is cool. This isn't a necessary step for y'all to take, but it's a major key. I'm gonna let you think about that, okay? You don't have to do this, but this is just T's way of making chicken adobo. So I have a little strainer here, and I got my oil here. This oil is already fortified and flavored with other amazing goodness, but we're gonna let this oil come up with the garlic chips inside because garlic chips have the tendency to just burn so quickly. You don't wanna overcrowd a pan like this either. And while we're here, I think we can go ahead and remove our boiled eggs and pop them into our ice water. This is like simple, fun cooking for me. Like I can make this on any weeknight. It's super easy. It's not super laborious. And I think that's also a reason why my Lola loved making this, because it was just like a 1-2 banger. Everybody knows chicken adobo, you don't need much. You only need a few things to make it pop and make it shake. That's why these key steps, like frying our garlic chips, getting our peppercorns together, that's why these key steps are so essential. So I'm gonna go ahead and start to peel our eggs. I don't want it to be all the way fully boiled now because I am going to be adding in the egg into the adobo mixture when I'm cooking the chicken. So it should still be kind of at like a soft, jammy point when you're pulling them. Yep. There should be like some jam in the middle. Because I'm gonna pop this in. Our garlic is sounding like it's sizzling. That's fantastic. Whose family puts boiled eggs in their adobo? Who? Because I didn't grow up eating it this way, to be honest with you. My Lola didn't put boiled eggs in it. But I did have it. I had boiled eggs in my adobo one time and I was like, wait a minute. And then I seen other families put boiled eggs in their adobo too. And I was like, oh yeah, this is how I'm gonna do it. And I think that that's so dope when like passing recipes down, you can use your own variations, you can twist them, you can check the seasonings, you can do all the things. However, there are some recipes I don't be playing with that I know like, hey, this recipe was given to me, I was put on game, and I'm not about to change it. So garlic chips are frying. Wow. I need a photo. This just looks so good. So you want to pull these garlic chips when you think, right before you think they're perfect, because the color will continue to carry over. And what you don't want is burnt garlic chips because you're just gonna have to fry them. Again, you want to continue to mix and mix and mix. You'll also know your garlic chips are almost done is when the bubbles kind of start to go away. It was really bubbly at one point, but this means that they're dehydrating now. So there's not that much liquid in them. So just like that. I mean, to me, this is perfect. And I'm gonna pull them right now. Because like I said, check the color now. The minute it comes out, they'll continue to develop some golden color. Beautiful. Having a tool like this really helps, using a slotted spoon with some fine mesh strainer, just like this one. This is like more of a stock skimmer. It's actually exactly what it is. There you go. Just like that. We have our garlic chips. And of course, when anything comes out of oil, you want to make sure to season it with salt. Major keys. I'm dropping gems. Are you paying attention? I hope so. I hope so. I really do. I'm going to take some of this garlic oil and I am indeed going to sear our chicken thighs in this garlic oil. Look at that. That you can tell has been developing flavor. You may be hearing me, but is you feeling me, okay? It's the difference. You either got it or you either got it or you don't got it, okay? So that being said, we got our garlic oil doing its thing. We're gonna take our chicken thighs, yum, straight into the garlic oil. I mean, yes. Wow, that smells so good already. Yep. This is the cooking of my lineage, okay? Okay, a few other major keys when making adobo. Fresh bay leaves. Don't hit me with the other bay leaf, please. The dry one. You need fresh bay leaves. I also like to use crunchy garlic from the Filipino market, and I throw it on top of my chicken. This dehydrated garlic is going to accentuate the garlic that's in the marinade. So it's like two things are going down. It's all in the details, baby. Don't tell me I wasn't trying to put y'all and spill the tea, okay? Put y'all on game. Look how beautiful this is, by the way. Mind you, I do have this in case of an emergency. My emergency bay leaf, like you break the glass. But this is what you really want. This is what you want. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip over our chicken in there as well. Just like that. Now for some fun, we're going to pour in our adobo marinade that it's been marinating in. Nestle in the bay leaf. Perfect. And something that I've learned and found along the way, it's not traditional, so don't come for me and tell me this is an adobo. Dried mushrooms add the most insane umami note. Like, I'm telling you, it's in the details. How many times have I said that? I don't know, but I can't stress that enough. I'm using dried porcini, and I'm using a dried shiitake mushroom. Okay, just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. It's gonna add for a really nice umami note. And some of that dark soy sauce that I be using sometimes has that mushroom inside. So that's perfect. I'm also gonna be adding in a little bit of water. And I'm gonna let this simmer away. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, y'all, so I lied. It is a perfectly cooked egg. Ideally, I would have loved if it was soft and jammy in the middle so it doesn't overcook too much. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm not a perfect person. Look at that. Look at these beautiful yolks. Super rich, super delicious. 10 out of 10. So once we get our eggs cut in half, you can kind of just nestle in the eggs here and there. Carefully. You could even flip it over if you really want to be naughty. There you go. Get them in there. Beautiful. So we're gonna let that do its thing until the chicken thighs are cooked. Wow. That looks incredible. I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled. Let's get into plating this beautiful chicken adobo, T's version. I think I'm gonna go for 2 chicken thighs. Like that. Personally, as a kid, when I used to eat chicken adobo, I used to hate having the peppercorn. But now as an adult, I thoroughly enjoy the whole peppercorn inside. 2 boiled eggs. We got some sabao on the bottom of the rice. You gotta have that sabao, period. Sabao gang. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of scallions here and there. And then, of course, the garlic chips. What? This looks incredible. T's chicken adobo. I'ma tear this up, y'all. This gonna get tore up. This looks fire. First of all, visually stunning. Let's get into the chicken thighs, shall we? And a little rice. I just know this is gonna be so hot. When I think of Filipino food, I think of acidity, I think of saltiness, and I think of just comforting flavors. When it comes to this adobo, yes, coconut. When it comes to this adobo, it's perfectly acidic, it's perfectly sweet, The saltiness from the different soy sauces, the blend of vinegars that I used were perfect. The floralness from the peppercorn and that spice from the garlic, I mean, so good. Boiled egg. The boiled egg works perfectly because it's so acidic and it's so rich, and that creaminess from the egg just really ties everything all together. This by far is probably the best chicken adobo I've ever made. And y'all should make it too. I'm absolutely obsessed with how this dish came out. From every little step and every technique that turned something super simple and classic to a elevated chef-driven dish. 10 out of 10, flawless execution. It's all in the details, and I hope you guys check out this recipe and try it out for yourself. The recipe is gonna be down below in the deets. Until next time, peace, love, and blessings. Oh, and shout out to all the women in your life who ever put you on game. Period. Yeah.